Okay. What are we here for?
Let's just say we're here to spill the tea, spill the beans, leak the story. I know you guys have been dying to hear.
I've had so many people asking me about this.
I see all your comments.
I see your comments, ladies, and they make me smile.
Really, we're just here to give every detail we can possibly think of about our Nashville trip.
Yes.
To see Taylor Swift, the ERAS tour. I think it was the 7th.
On Sunday, May the 7th.
Watch us have that wrong. I believe it was the 7th.
I think it was.
It was a rainy Sunday in Nashville. We were on our way home and we realized this story's bigger than ourselves.
We have so much to tell.
We decided to talk about it and record it, A, so that we don't lose the memories in the fog, and B,
to
share.
Sharing.
We're sharing. We're deciding to share. Do you want to start us off? Kick us off?
I think we have to talk about that fateful day in the group chat where I truly didn't even comprehend the text messages that were being sent to me from one Haley.
I'm minding my business. Absolutely minding my business one day, and my phone goes off and I check. Should I read the text itself? It says Tuesday, April 25th at 12:57 p.m. It says very limited, in caps, very limited number of production hold tickets available for Taylor Swift, the ERAS Tour at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. Shop now while supplies last, and it gives a link. And then it says log in with, and then it gives my email, and use the access code.
So you do what any Swiftie who survived the great battle of Ticketmaster in October would do.
You click the link.
And you put in the access code.
You put in the access code, you log in. There wasn't even a moment of hesitation. I knew that I could get Sierra to probably go with me no matter what.
I would.
So I immediately texted her and I was like, hey, would you like to go? Hey, do you want to go? Would you like to go? Because as you know, Ticketmaster will let you hold the seats in your cart for no longer than I think it was either 5 or 7 minutes. And that went by very fast because I was at work. And also we're trying to figure out logistics of if this was possible. Mm-hmm. So...
Meanwhile, thinking that Nashville was only a 4-hour drive.
We were so optimistic thinking that Nashville was a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah.
For context, we live in North Carolina.
Yeah, we were thinking that Nashville was about 4-5 hours to the max away. Both of us having been to Nashville before.
Both of us having driven to Nashville within the last, 3 years?
Yes.
And done the drive from where we live now. So, I think the excitement blinded us a tad. Not that I regret this choice at all.
No.
So, I clicked the link. Like you do.
As you do. As you do.
Sierra truly responded so quickly. Thank goodness.
I remember exactly where I was standing as well.
It's like the moment when Michael Jackson died. You know where you were. It was scary in there. Let me just say. It was terrifying. For those of you who have not been in the Ticketmaster fiasco, I click and you see the stadium and it gives you the seats. And initially I click on Friday. We ended up going on Sunday. I click Friday. You can see the boxes disappearing. There's blue boxes that you can't click on, or maybe they were gray. And then the white ones had tickets in them. And I'm seeing them disappearing. And keep in mind that text said very limited in caps. So I know there's not tickets to go around. I'm scared. So I see them disappearing. I get them in my cart. The first one's for Friday timed out. And I'm thinking, okay, that means that they had been in my cart for 5 to 7 minutes. There's no way there's going to be any left. So I go back, type in the access code again, and I go on Saturday. And I think the tickets were more expensive for Saturday, which is why I backed out. Because I had a budget in my head of what I was willing to spend. Spoiler alert, we ended up getting lower bowl tickets for under my budget. So I get 2. And I shove them in my cart as fast as I can. I'm transferring money in my bank account to make this happen. And basically I was able to check out with tickets, lower bowl tickets for Sunday.
That day we had tickets.
And we wound up having tickets, which, as Taylor says, my heart is beating in my chest.
I think for the rest of that day as well, I just felt sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
I was just so incredibly, and not even in a bad way, but just so anxious and so unwell because it just felt It felt unreal.
Yes, it did. And also, Sierra and I, we like to have a plan. We like to go into things knowing we're not huge surprise girlies.
No.
The only surprises we like are the Taylor Swift surprise songs. For the two of us to go to Nashville by ourselves,
which was only, again, 4 hours away. We were still scared. We were still scared.
You know, it was a nerve-wracking thing. That night, I was also a little nervous. The preparation began immediately.
It was a matter of like searching the entire state of Tennessee for hotels. Obviously, nothing in Nashville was going to be less than $500 a night.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, I was looking in every single small little neighborhood outside of Nashville.
I think we had a moment where we were like, we can drive up and then go to the concert and drive back down. Because, again, we're thinking it's 4 hours. The day of, I think it took us close to 6 hours to get there that morning. Through, like, stopping for gas and just, like, you know, stopping for food and everything. So, I'm glad we didn't do that. Because we would have had a really hard time, and we'll get to this later in the story, but like after the concert, we were crumpled up pieces of paper lying there. Truly.
We were different versions of ourselves.
We were.
That we've never seen before.
It was a lot. So we did end up finding lodging. We decided the best course of action was, you know, tickets for the show initially went on sale in November. It's April. We're not or May. We're not going to get great lodging for cheap. So we decided to get something like an hour away, an hour closer to where we live, so that we can park somewhere in Nashville for the show and then drive there after the show.
Check in. Sleep and then go home.
Yeah.
So this affair was, I guess, intended to be less than 48 hours. Is that right?
Yeah. It was going to be a quick little,
just a girl's trip.
A really casual trip, by ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what it ended up being. Like, we kind of slayed the whole thing.
We did. Should we move on to the day of? To Sunday?
I think so. Oh.
Or Saturday night.
An important note in my mind is what happened the night before.
Yeah. The night before was really hard for some of us at this table.
Sierra really took a beating the night before.
Yeah.
Something unfortunate happened.
Unfortunately, from the very beginning of the tour being announced, even before I even knew there was a tour, I have watched the Out of the Woods performance from the 1989 tour more times than I can count, and I wanted Out of the Woods so bad, and then I learned there were surprise songs, and as you can conclude, Saturday night, Taylor Swift, what did she say? This is a song where you ask yourself, or you ask a question over and over again.
Yeah. We knew what was coming.
It was hard. It was really hard. And I never thought I was going to forgive Taylor Swift after that. I couldn't recover.
It was tough. Everyone has their fallen soldiers. When they play that surprise song and you're watching the shaky 420p live stream on TikTok and you hear her alluding to like one of your favorite songs, it's a little crushing.
It's bad. And the night before, there was crying. There was tears flowing.
There was crying.
But
we got over it.
We did. We slept it off.
We
shook it off.
We know how to shake it off. We woke up the next day and decided to girl boss the whole day.
We did. And honestly, like, I will say, we went to bed at like 1 a.m., woke up at 6. I was feeling well rested. I was feeling excited.
Me too.
I
had a good night of sleep.
I slept well.
I was feeling great. I mean, obviously you wake up and you know that the first thing we said to each other is like, we're seeing Taylor Swift today. Like, you can't have a bad day. It's impossible.
We knew what we were set out to do.
We knew what we were walking into.
And the fact is, we killed it.
We killed it. We slayed the whole trip.
We did.
We slayed the day away. We kind of had a course of action. We knew that we wanted to stop, when we wanted to stop, what we wanted to get on our stops. We went ahead and ate first thing, which I think was a good choice. The drive from where we live to Nashville is beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
You drive through the North Carolina mountains and then into the Tennessee mountains, and then, you're kind of there.
Yeah.
We and I was so scared to say this on the way there because I didn't want to jinx it. We did not hit any traffic at all.
No, we didn't.
We didn't hit any traffic until we got into Nashville. And then, like, even then it wasn't traffic. It's just like, you know, there's more people there, so you're kind of waiting longer at lights. But we never hit traffic. Nothing, you know.
Yeah.
It was a very smooth ride. Parking was a bit chaotic.
Yeah.
But even then, I think it maybe took us like 15 minutes to find a place to go and then get there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like, it was less than an hour total, I think, of going to places and like turning around.
Yeah.
Making U-turns.
Yep. We had a few Uis.
Yeah.
We visited a few parking. We visited a few parking decks.
Yeah.
And we found, so we knew we were getting ready in the car. We were not able to check into our hotel on the way there because it's an hour away and check-in's at 3. And we're like, we want to be there by 3. We want to be there and ready by 3.
Yes.
We couldn't really get ready before because we left at 6 a.m. So we were getting ready in the car.
The parking garage had a beautiful stone wall.
It did.
2 cars blocking us on either side.
We had 2 huge trucks on either side. So like you feel a little hidden. You know, we had our mirrors. We had the AC blasting. Sierra had her caboodle.
Oh, the
caboodle was a great choice.
It was clutch.
It was a really good choice.
It was a really clutch.
She had like 3 shelves of like all of her tiers of makeup, just like fully perfectly to get ready. It was awesome. We had water bottles to wet the beauty blender, if you know. You know, I was stressed about the prospect of getting ready in the car, but it really went pretty smoothly. It didn't hurt that from our parking deck, we could see the stadium. And it's just like
insane.
in view.
That was
And you could see Nashville, you can see the 2 bridges. I think that really helped too. You know, the promised land was in sight. We knew where we were going, and there's other Swifties in the parking deck, and that was kind of lifting our spirits. It truly was just, in spite of the craziness to come, we were excited.
We were.
We had no idea.
We were feeling so good. We saw, you know, we got ready. We walked out, saw a few clouds in the sky, but we weren't worried about it. Haley was very forward-thinking and brought us ponchos.
I got some ponchos, just in case.
We were ready.
We were ready. I was feeling optimistic. The whole stadium was covered, like, truly covered in dark gray clouds.
Yeah.
And the wind was blowing a little bit. As you can see, it's a little stormy. Let me show you the sky. Stadium is over there. But it was still so warm out. It felt like it was so far away that it wasn't actually going to happen. And, you know, we parked 15 minutes from the stadium, so we walked to the stadium. All the Swifties are around. You know, the energy's buzzing. Everyone's there. You see the stadium. We're walking across the bridge. We're so excited. There was other people kind of walking a different way. And we're like, do we take the road less traveled by? We decided to.
We did.
We were already feeling lucky that day. You know, everything was going our way.
We were feeling guided, to say the least.
Yes, it was truly like some force sent us that way. So we walked a different way. What time was it? Probably 3:30.
About 3:30, yeah.
We walked straight into the stadium, really.
And mind you, we looked up about 20 minutes before when we got out of the car. Doors opened at 4:30.
Yes.
And we confirmed that multiple times.
So we just walked right in. I don't think we stopped in a line.
I don't think we did.
Maybe for like a moment, and there was like 4 people in front of us at security, and it took them like a second to get through, but we were right behind them. We didn't wait in line for security, didn't wait in line to scan our tickets, and then we were just in there. You know, there wasn't that many people in there yet. We were just like kind of wandering around with hours to go until the show to fill our time.
We had so much time.
I don't know how we did that.
We were girl bossed that. We
girl bossed that really hard.
We did. We're inside the Nissan Stadium.
The Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. That's where we are.
Which, I don't know if we've mentioned is an outdoor stadium. I'm sure many Swifties would be familiar with the Nissan Stadium and the story of it.
At this point, yes.
So we're inside, we're looking around, and we're saying to ourselves, we have so much time. And, you know, as an enjoyer of the ERAS tour, you might have heard about the merch situation and how crazy the merch lines have been. So we say to ourselves, should we?
Do we? Do we dare?
Do we dare?
Do we do this right now?
And we're scratching our heads. We're really scratching our heads. We're kind of pondering. We're looking around.
The first merch line that we saw was pretty long.
It
You know, we
was.
walked in, we're riding that high. I think we went right to the bathroom. We had to, you know, let those demons out.
We did.
And then, and then, you know, and then our only objectives were to eat food, which we were so excited for stadium food. At least I was.
I always am.
We were excited about that.
I love a
Like
hot dog.
Hello? Yeah. So get food. And we knew that we had hours. So we're like, we're gonna wait for merch.
Yeah. I was willing to, even like, I was willing to wait.
Yeah.
Even if we found, spoiler alert, a line that was really, really long, I would have waited.
Yes.
However,
That's not what happened.
that's not the way
That's not the way the cookie crumbled for
it
us.
went.
I mean, on our lucky streak, we say to ourselves, do we wait in the first merch line that we see, which we think, you know, that might be the road
Everyone-
more traveled.
Yeah.
We're going to take the road less traveled. Let's go mosey on around and see what else is there. I mean, the second merch line that we saw, we look at it and we're like, we could get through that in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Flat. And quite frankly, that's what we did.
That's exactly what we did.
But no, really, I'm so happy with the merch we got. These
We
shirts,
did get our shirts,
they kind of slay.
and
They have tour dates on the back.
we also got tapestries.
And this.
So,
And we love her. The tapestry, I am so glad that we got.
I agree. I think even rather than the poster, I'd rather have the
That
tapestry.
will live on.
It will.
I think longer than a poster.
Long live.
That one's gonna long live, for sure. It will. Long live all
So-
the magic that the tapestry made.
It did. It made us a world of memories, and it stained my shirt.
It did. The rust that grew between shirt and tapestry.
We get our merch.
We do.
What are we on the hunt for next?
We're obviously searching frantically for a hot dog.
A hot dog.
No,
Hot
burger.
dog.
Hot dog. Basically, we got our
We
hot
got our hot
dogs.
dogs.
Our hot dogs.
Mustard and ketchup. Hot dogs.
Hot dog. Yum.
We then went to our seats.
It was, I took a photo. I think the first thing I did really was, I mean, we sat down for a moment and then I took a photo. My phone timestamp says 5:36.
5:36.
We're
Show
sitting-
starts 6:30.
6:30. Openers come out 6:30. So we're like, we've eaten, we have merch, we've got ponchos just in case. So we're just happy to be in our seats. Sierra, would you like to tell our viewers what happened next?
We go to sit down in our seats and we hear, it's like the Hunger Games. I'm
it
so
is.
serious. It was like the Hunger Games. You hear it booming over the mic, like a tribute just died.
It was a frightening moment for us.
Lightning has been spotted in the area.
Basically, they're telling us we need to shelter in place. So you can't be outside or anywhere that, you know, is considered uncovered, which is a majority of this outside stadium. Shelter in place really means that all 70,000 people who have tickets are in the hallways and we're waiting out the storm. Truly, maybe like 10 minutes after that, you know, announcement happened, it starts to rain.
It is a downpour, truly.
When it rains, it pours.
Might I add, though, in the spirit of our luck of the evening, we happened to get pretty great seats, not only to watch the rain, but many Swifties were stuck in the hallways of the Nissan Stadium, sitting on the ground.
Or standing, unable to sit.
It was chaos, truly.
Chaos.
But fortunately, we were at the edge of a tunnel, feeling the cool breeze of the rain, and watching truly how bad the storm was.
Yes, we did get a very good seat. I guess we were the last ones in our section to be going in. So we were kind of placed on like right at the tunnel where you're about to go down into the stadium seats. So we're watching, you know, this all unfold. There's like 3 security guards right there, like kind of chatting amongst themselves. And so we had good seats to watch this unfold.
I think it is important for us to add as well, there was singing happening down the hallways.
I even think I joked, or maybe you joked, that like someone's gonna start singing Long Live. And not 30 minutes after that, we heard it happen. You know, the Swifties are trying to stay in good spirits.
They were.
So, you know, we start singing. I don't even remember what songs were happening.
I don't either.
And it was really just a chorus. We weren't singing the whole thing. And when I say we didn't start it, obviously. It was coming from inside. It was both cute and a little cringe at the same time. Yeah. But it was fun.
It was fun.
I'm glad that was happening.
I think if I were in better spirits at the time, I probably would have sung along. But I was struggling.
Everything was so up in the air. I think because we could see what was happening outside. We could see the sky still from, you know, where we were. We were just under a shelter. I mean, it was 6:30 and, you know, we'd already been sheltered in place for 45 minutes to an hour. And the sky was I mean, the sun had not set, but the sky was black. Like, it was very, very tumultuous weather. Basically, we sat in the tunnel for hours. We were cramped like sardines.
There was two lines on each side of the tunnel, and there was people lining them. And then, like, the further down the tunnel you got, you could see, like, the more clustered it was. And fortunately, where we were for most of the time, there was still the two lines. Am I explaining this correctly?
Yeah.
And then eventually there came more and more people up towards us to get fresh air.
Yeah, I mean, people were kind of coming up through the tunnel where we were standing.
Yeah.
And being like, oh my gosh, it feels so nice right here. Because there was a breeze. Obviously, it's raining. I mean, I was pretty cold. I was like chilly at this point.
Yeah. We had our ponchos on literally like
for
probably
warmth.
Just for warmth.
Yeah. So people were coming up and you could tell, I mean, their faces were red. It must have been... I'm glad that we didn't experience that because it must have been awful back there.
The Great War.
The Great War, one might say. We got back into our seats at 9:30. From 5:30 to 9:30, which doesn't sound that bad, but in practice, standing and, you know, we were able to sit and then stand and then whatever. But, you know, kind of being there for that many hours and the whole time you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening. You really don't. Until Taylor herself let us know.
Yes. We were discouraged. Can we talk about the Instagram post?
Yeah, we have to. I think we should. That was the pivotal moment of
that was
the waiting time there.
We needed that.
We did. We needed Mother to speak to us, and
we did.
That's exactly what she did.
So we're sitting there, we're waiting in the pouring rain. I'm just going to read the last sentence because the post that Taylor posted on the day was just about the last 2 nights in Nashville. But here's what she had to say about us. P.S. I know there's talk of a rainy weather vibe tonight, but I'm ready to play. See you soon. And that changed us.
It changed us from the inside out. So we see that post as we're waiting, not knowing whether the show is going to happen or not. They keep making the same announcement over and over, which is lightning has been spotted in the area surrounding Nissan Stadium. You know, and we heard that probably once every 15 or 20 minutes for all of those hours.
It might have even been less than that. Like it could have been like every 5 minutes.
It felt, I mean, we heard it over and over
I don't even
and over
know.
again. It was all a blur, truly.
It was.
So while we're waiting through spotty reception, and also we're both trying not to use our phones because we don't want to drain our battery. We know that hopefully the show is happening, so we'd like, you know, we need our phones.
And we still have a walk to get back to. We need our phones.
We needed our phones.
As we're watching the
downpour. As we're watching the downpour. She's talking about the rainy weather vibe, and she says, but I'm ready to play, see you soon. So obviously all of our spirits are changed. We're like, the show is happening, you know, it's not going to be terrible. It is getting late, so we know that the full show cannot go on as planned. There's no way. We would have been there till 3 a.m. if the full show had gone on. And by full show, I mean the openers performing and also Taylor.
Yeah.
They tell us to go to our seats. We hear a roar. We hear an absolute thunderous roar. And we look at the screen, and actually we had gone to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And kind of experienced what it was like inside.
We went to the bathroom. We saw the crowds.
To get to the bathroom, you were truly like tiptoeing over human beings and people standing, and there was a lot happening inside.
Lots. Before, like literally minutes before the announcement came on, we were stuck in that crowd. Like we reached a actual point where we could not get through any more people.
Yes. We couldn't get back to our initial spot in the tunnel because
Yeah.
there were so many people blocking that area. So we decided to wait right there, hoping that it wouldn't be too much longer. And I think we were genuinely there for less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we heard the roar, and everyone starts pouring into the stadium. So we know that we're good to go back to our seats. There was girls crying in our tunnel. Almost every person that was in the tunnel with us, I think, was like, you could tell they were visibly upset or they were actively crying at certain points of the waiting period. We hopped, skipped, and jumped our way back to our seats. I can't even describe what the feeling was. Everyone was so happy and excited that the show was going to go on.
It was. When you're around that many people and you're all so happy about one thing, like it's just such a rare feeling to like look no matter where you go and like these people around me are happy about the exact same thing. Everyone is so excited. Like, you can feel it in the air.
It was magical.
It was magical.
There was a lot of feelings. There was a lot of tears welling up in people's eyes, including us. I do think it's funny. I don't know why this was like so silly to me, but like they're testing the stage right after all the rain to make sure that the show can go off without a hitch. So typically when you go to your seat, the big screens, they'll just like have a Taylor Swift ERAS Tour logo. But they were still testing the screen, so the screen just said LED wall on it. And then the moment that the screen went to the normal screen of like, and it said Taylor Swift ERAS Tour instead of like the testing and that kind of thing, that was also a moment that I remember distinctly because, I mean, of course everyone screams. No, she's not coming out yet, but like we see the normalcy of things kind of clicking back into place and we know that we're gonna get to see her and everything's gonna be okay. I think it's important again to say for reference, she was supposed to go on at 8 o'clock.
It's like I think it had to be close to 10. She still didn't come on for another few minutes after everything.
Around 10 it had to have been.
And it's still raining at that point, right?
It is. It's still raining, but I guess the lightning is what they're concerned about and I'm not really seeing any lightning.
Taylor loves her rain show. Much to our benefit.
She does.
She loves a rain show.
She turned into a little fool out there on that stage.
She was. I've never seen her behave like that.
No, me either. In truly the best way. Around 10 o'clock, she just comes on stage and is being the cheekiest version of herself. She comes out and sings, you know, her little opening number. She hits her first few lines and, you know, she has her like opening speech per se. And she taps her little watch and it's like, Nashville, it's about time. And that's when I know that she's on her goblin shit.
She was.
She was on her goblin shit. We had no idea what we were in for. We knew that it was still raining a little bit. Everyone around us is like hunkered down in ponchos. There was an infant sitting in front of us, by the way.
Yes, there was.
The baby looked protected. The baby had on big headphones that wrapped around the back of its head and like the top. So I think this, you know, the mother knew what she was doing. And what an incredible thing for the baby to be able to say.
My first concert. The ERAS Tour?
Yeah, that's actually iconic.
Do you think the baby had to get a ticket?
I don't know. I was thinking that. Because the baby didn't have a seat. The baby was sitting in mommy's lap. But the baby had a poncho. Everyone around us had ponchos. We were hunkered down, but ready. Spoiler alert. The show went off without a hitch. Nothing bad happened. No technical issues. Nothing. She did the entire 44-song set list. Actually, is it 45 because of Nothing New?
Nothing New.
Nothing new. Did we get a 45-song rain show at 10 o'clock at night in Nashville? The dancers, so professional. So amazing. Taylor obviously did an amazing job. If you've seen any clips of that show, which I'm going to be riding this high for the rest of my life. We're still processing, I believe.
I think so. I think that I just like have not come to terms with the emotions that I was feeling during that show. It was incredible.
It was truly incredible. The professionalism that was shown. I mean, if you've seen again any clips of the ERAS Tour in general, not just from that night, but just in general, the stage production and the quality of like the things that are happening and how perfectly everything is timed. It's an immaculate show by itself, but seeing Taylor Swift down there dancing and singing in the rain, and there were moments where it was really, really, really raining. Like not a sprinkle, not even like if you were in the car, you'd have your windshield wipers on full blast. It was like that kind of rain, and she was just like, there was not even a delay.
No, and any of her like performances, none of her dance moves, like everything was followed through with.
It was truly, I mean, it was something to behold. I'm so glad that there's...
It was such a special show.
It was. Let's address... There's a couple elephants in the room that we need to address.
Mm-hmm.
First of all is that, unfortunately, we did not see Phoebe Bridgers and possibly stinky little Maddie Healy come out on stage. The day before on Saturday, Phoebe performed with Boy Genius. And Maddie was playing guitar.
Yeah.
That didn't happen for us. It wasn't in the cards, and that's okay. And we knew this was coming. During the Red era, Taylor kind of stops and she starts talking about bringing someone on stage. And here comes little Phoebe out from under the stage.
Phoebe. She's so cute.
She's so cute. She just
embodies so much peace.
Mm-hmm. They sang Nothing New together.
Yes.
Which, that was at the top of my Spotify Wrapped last year. That song truly shaped me as a human being. To see that live was so special. So special. We needed that. She knew we needed that, so she gave it to us.
And also, like, I feel like especially since we didn't get to see Phoebe live, and I know that the other Nashville shows got to see this, but, like, I don't know, it just felt like we were worried.
Yeah,
we were so worried that we weren't going to be able to see it, like, in general. But Taylor added just another song on an already 2-hour late show.
Yes,
or hour and a half.
Crazy that she decided to include that.
So it gets to become surprise song o'clock. I was screaming and crying.
Screaming, crying, throwing up. Screaming, crying, perfect storm.
I have to say this. I'm sorry. I have to say it. Because this is what I was experiencing. Taylor Allison Swift is on the stage. We know what she looks like when she's about to do surprise songs. We know that it's after Bad Blood, spoiler alert. So we get another second wind. We get probably our 10th wind of the night.
I mean, after Bad Blood, I was shaking. My body was shaking. Like, my hands were shaking.
I'm getting, like, antsy even thinking about this right now, actually. That's why I'm going crazy. She's wearing her dress.
We know what's happening.
Bad Blood is also, like, to witness that
performance is astounding.
And then to have what we had next. Don't even get me started. So, I have to say this. Taylor comes on stage, and she starts talking about bringing someone on stage. I'm terrified. I'm literally shaking in my boots because I'm thinking, and maybe I'll have to censor this, I'm thinking it's Maddie Healy that she's about to bring on the stage. And I'm looking at Haley and I'm like, no way. Like, she's talking about this person like, oh, I love them so much. Like,
she said something about, like, an artist who she appreciates working with.
Yes.
Of course, we know the Maddie rumors. We've been on it.
Yes.
And she brought Phoebe out, so we're like, we know he's here. We assume he's here. We later found out that he was there just in the VIP tent.
We're watching that, and unfortunately, because of this, I'm so relieved when she brings out Aaron Dessner that I don't even hear the rest of her monologue. This is my perspective of this. I don't even hear the rest of her monologue. I'm screaming. I'm so relieved. Haley and I are literally clutching each other.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably nail marks in our arms from each other.
And I'm hearing her say something. She says something like, I've had so many requests.
She said, this is one that you guys request a lot, and you know, we knew we were going to save it for a special. I have goosebumps, violent goosebumps all over my body. We know we're going to save it for a special show, and I think that you guys are a special crowd. Mm-hmm. And she did say that it, you know, it's a song from Midnight's. Not a lot, but a good amount of Midnight songs are on the set list.
She already played Great War.
She did. There's a few of them that she'd already played. Although she did say that if it was a Midnight surprise song, she would play as many times as she wanted to, because, you know, it's her current era. You know, she said special. We hear someone in our section have the audacity to utter would've, could've, should've around us.
Imagine being there.
I wasn't gonna accept that until I heard it from, you know, one of them on stage. I truly blacked out. I
blacked out. I'm not kidding.
I can't remember if I heard her say it or if I heard the first few notes and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wish that I could see the outside perspective of us. Like, I know you scream at a concert, but, like, this was, like,
it was a shriek.
Screaming.
A shriek.
Shrieking, yeah. And I was shaking.
Screaming, crying, shaking, throwing up.
Do we have any more you want to talk about? Would've, could've, should've?
I mean, there's not much more to say.
Just listen to the song.
Listen to the song. It speaks for itself. I love that song. I didn't even consider an option in my head when she said Midnights that might be what we were getting. It is a very special song. It's something that I never thought that I would hear it live, but I didn't know if she was going to include that as one of the surprise songs at all for this tour. It's definitely some of her best songwriting. It's definitely some of her best vocals, the shaky breaths, the gasping for air in the recordings, and her performance of that was so representative of, you know, that how that song feels to listen to. Yeah. She was angry in the rain, giving that song everything that she had.
I wouldn't have had it any other way either.
No.
I feel like that was the ultimate bow on the night. It was truly hellish waiting. It was so stressful.
It was. And I'm glad that, you know, I don't know if I wonder if we had nice weather, what we would have had instead.
Yes.
Not that I even want to consider that reality because I'm so pleased with how everything went. Truly, even with the rain. It was so fun. If you see any clips of Nashville Night 3 during the Red era and the scream that she does into the microphone after she says...
It's so cute.
Make fun of our exes.
Dress up like hipsters and make fun of our exes. Yeah!
And she screams.
She's so happy.
It's so cute. She's so happy. She's frolicking in the rain. If I could have handpicked a surprise song, it would have been that one.
Yes.
And everyone in the stadium, I think, was extremely, incredibly lucky to have gotten to experience that.
And I kept asking, like, would the circumstances that we're in change the surprise songs? And I'm going to say I think that they did. And, like, Taylor did really seem, not that she needed to be because she couldn't help it, but she did seem appreciative and, like, genuinely happy that everyone waited.
Yeah. I didn't see an empty seat.
No.
I didn't see anyone. I was looking at everywhere in the stadium. I didn't see anyone who had abandoned their post and gone home. Yeah. I didn't see a single empty seat. So I think she's also saw that. Not that she was expecting people to go home, but I almost was. Also, our second surprise song.
What was our second song?
Think Speak Now TV. Think rainy weather vibe.
What was it that she said? A drawer of my things at your place?
Mine. Taylor's version. Let's just get that out of the way.
Not only was this truly foul of her to do this to us.
It was slightly disgusting. I was very disturbed. How could she do this to us? We're still reeling. From would've, could've, should've. And she gives us maybe a minute. She goes over there, plays a few notes on the piano, you know, starts introducing the song. It probably is 2 minutes between. I love that song so much. Hearing that live too, and it's raining again, was so special. She announced Speak Now TV on Friday, and she's in her Speak Now era right now.
Yep.
And she sang Mine. Would've, could've, should've, and Mine.
Mine.
That was the best thing that's ever been mine.
I was so... I just can't describe the elation that I was feeling. And
it was elation.
To call back earlier, I forgave Taylor almost instantly when she announced would've, could've, should've.
Yeah.
She might have done Out of the Woods Saturday night, but on Sunday night...
She was on your naughty list for just a moment.
She was. She earned my forgiveness back, thank goodness.
She did. She tried her hardest. She really wanted to say that she was sorry to Sierra and Sierra alone.
Yep.
So she sang would've, could've, should've for us. And Mine.
Did. And Mine.
That, I mean, truly a deathly combo there we got.
Oh, yeah.
And feeling like death, we did.
I was sobbing by the end of it all. The last few lines of Mine, I wasn't okay.
No.
I was truly like blubbering through it all.
A blubbering mess. Both of us.
Yeah.
It was a lot. There's not words to encompass that feeling. In the rain.
In the rain.
In the rain. And then after surprise songs, another spoiler alert, we go into the Midnights era. And that is truly such an upper as well. Sierra was saying that like the cadence of the show is perfect because you go Lover and then it goes right into Evermore, which is like, you know, not that there's not bops in Evermore, but it's definitely a little more of a chill vibe.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she takes it right back up and she brings it down. She takes it up. So you're never bored. You're never feeling sleepy. Obviously, why would you? But, you know, there's never a dull moment, truly. You're really fascinated with everything that's happening. So having the surprise songs, going right into Midnights is so fun. The costume changes are so seamless.
So fun.
She performed the entire show. What time was it that we would have been getting out of the stadium?
It was like 2 or 3.
It was late.
I remember it hitting midnight, like...
in the middle of the show.
Yes.
Something that I keep thinking about, and of course she's gonna say this, but I like to feel special.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
She's saying that, you know, her and her team and herself, the shows that she remembers are the rain shows because they're memorable, they're different than the rest, and, you know, you're all kind of experiencing something together. She says that she remembers those the most. I'm choosing to believe her.
I believe her.
The way that her and her team were acting, the dancers, the backup singers, everything, just truly, I could understand why that would be a memorable thing for them.
They were giddy.
They were giddy. And her, you know, sign-off speech was so sweet. She's saying she loves us over and over, and just, I know I've said this again, but this is a night I'm never gonna forget. I believe her. I believe
agree.
her.
And I feel like so many other artists too would have canceled the show.
Absolutely.
I'm so grateful that she didn't.
I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, truly, the weather looked so bad when we were waiting in that tunnel that I'm like, there's no way. It's just going to get too late. Not that I thought that it was Taylor not wanting to perform, but it was just getting so late that, like, and we know how long this show is this going to be a possibility, you know, time-wise? But everything worked out. I think best case scenario that it could have, considering the weather.
I agree. And the rain honestly was like, there was a point where we just like decided to leave our ponchos off and dance, and it was just like, it was so freeing. It was so fun.
It was magical in every sense of the word. I shot my first roll of film during this concert.
And it turned out so well.
Basically, we wrap up the show. Getting back to the car felt like a breeze.
It was.
It's a 15-minute walk, but we got right to the car.
Also, the pedestrian bridge in Nashville, if you're a Nashville Swiftie and you went, like, it was hell.
It was.
It was truly hell.
It was slightly hell.
But it went by quick. Everyone was very polite.
It did. There was just a lot of people.
There's so
all
many
going
people.
the same direction, but it was fine. Oh, you know what I'm gonna say.
Huh. Oh, the vitamin water?
So on our way down, we had filled a cooler in the back of my car with pretty much Red Bull and vitamin water. Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
That's all a girl needs.
And we had the vitamin water sitting in the cooler with ice, not specifically for after the show, but kind of, you know, to have after the show when we're like on the drive home. The first sip of the vitamin water, we didn't want to have to go potty, so we weren't downing a lot of liquids during the whole concert.
We were very careful with our consumption.
Yes. A bathroom break was not going to be had, so we weren't drinking a lot of liquids. That vitamin water hit, like,
I'm not even kidding. Like,
I've got goosebumps.
When you said it, I was like, yeah, we're probably just like really thirsty right now. But then I had my first sip, and it was truly like,
it was like drinking.
I
Like,
evolved.
if we're giving tips and tricks for the ERAS tour, even if it's water, I think that water would have hit maybe slightly less, but have a cold beverage waiting for yourself if you're driving. And, you know, if you're not, wherever you're going back to that night, make sure that you've got something ready, because you will be dehydrated. Your throat will hurt probably from screaming.
Yeah.
And you're going to want that. Do your future self that favor, because that was one of the highlights of my night.
Just another win for us.
Just another way that we absolutely slayed it. There was a lot of things that could have gone absolutely abysmally.
Yes.
Abysmal. And for some people, I think our experience was good in
comparison to most people.
To a lot of people. I think that our position in the tunnel really helped. Not being in there cramped like sardines and not able to sit or stand. Mm-hmm. I did see a few TikToks after of people saying that, you know, they had really bad experiences in there. You know, there were medics kind of like flying around being like, excuse me, I have to get by. So I think maybe people were like having anxiety attacks, possibly passing out. You know, that kind of thing. That was not our experience, thank goodness.
I really am grateful that we were not in that position, because that would have been scary.
Yes,
I agree. I feel like every video that I've seen has just been like, even more reason for Taylor to have come out of the woods, if you will. With would've, could've, should've.
For sure.
I just can't get over how fun it was to see Taylor Swift in the rain. Like, I feel like I've seen like those videos, like, it's Clean where she performs on the piano and it's raining, right?
Yeah. Which, if
beautiful.
you saw that with your own eyeballs, we gotta talk.
We have
some things
words
to discuss.
I never could imagine how beautiful, how fun, how magnificent, How she just has so much fun in the rain. Like, I just can't get over how much fun she was having.
I think that's so sweet. That makes me love her even more. I mean, it takes a special person to, despite the rain, not only put on that performance, not even slip, trip, any sign of anything, but also have a more exciting, memorable time in the rain. She was kicking her little boots, splashing rain, truly jumping in puddles. If you want to know what it was like, truly, go read her dedicated Instagram post that we got about night 3 of Nashville. Just go read it. Go read her caption. Go read what she said about that night, because that's how it was.
So, post-show.
We drive home.
We drive back to the hotel.
Home for the night.
The hotel motel.
Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn.
Let's just say it was raining. The whole way there, it was raining very hard in the dark.
Buckets.
It was raining cats and dogs.
It was raining like a cow pissing on a flat rock.
That's exactly how I would describe it as well. It was raining really hard. We made it. It was an hour and 15-minute drive, which, if we're giving advice to Swifties or people going to the ERAS tour, you're going to be really tired. Mm-hmm. To be fair, the show was pushed back a couple hours.
Yeah.
So it ended way later than it was intended. But
even still,
I was really tired. We got to our hotel room at 4:30 in the morning. And that bed was calling my name.
I have never been so excited to check into a hotel and to get my little tookus under the covers. The AC was kicking.
We walked in. I threw my things on the ground. I threw my things on the ground so fast.
I don't remember the last time I have slept with makeup on.
There was no skincare to be had that night.
No toothbrushing, no makeup wiping.
It was sleep for survival. You need sleep. My body was screaming at me that I needed to go to sleep.
Just to reiterate, we got up at 6 a.m. that morning.
We did. We checked into our hotel at our time, Eastern time, at like 5 a.m. Mm-hmm. So it had almost been a full 24 hours that we had stayed up. And the in-between of this 24 hours was driving and then a Taylor Swift concert. So yes. we were plumb worn out. We were plumb fuller than a tick.
To say the least.
I mean, truly, sleep has never come to me that easily. I think that, like, my head hit the pillow and I was asleep within 3 minutes, and that never really happens to me. And I slept so well.
So well, like a rock.
That was the sleep of my life. We do need to note that Blessed Daniel, who was the man attending the hotel, we didn't check in until that. We were checking in at that moment. We hadn't been there yet. We come in looking, I'm guessing, our worst. The first thing that Daniel says is, he says, "Oh, the checkout is still going to be at 11. Do you guys want us to see if we can give you a late checkout?" Mm-hmm. Obviously, we were there really late, so he was just being understanding, but I'm sure we looked like HE double hockey sticks. Truly just from lack of sleep and exhaustion.
And the rain.
In the rain.
We were wet.
Wet rats. So he said that we were able to check out at noon instead of 11. So we did. We slept truly until
11:30. Like babies. And I know that I was snoring so loud. I know that I was.
Unbeknownst to me. Couldn't be bothered.
We were like rocks.
Truly like rocks. Like, actually. And then we got up, took the quickest shower of our lives, got the glitter off, washed the night away, and hopped right back in the car. I
also want to point out, I forgot my toothpaste in the car. So we had to brush our teeth out of Haley's trunk.
We did. I had a water bottle. So you can picture in your mind how this went. Toothpaste, toothbrush, water bottle, parking lot.
Bushes. We're being spit in. That's it.
That's kind of how it happened. And we're better for it.
We were. We became humbled after that. Then we had our ride home.
Which Sierra slayed.
Yeah, it was a really nice drive, actually. Traffic wasn't too bad. I don't mind highway driving.
We found a very beautiful overlook.
We did.
And we're both like, do we stop? We did stop.
We had to stop.
It was so serene there. There was a few other people there. It was just good to stretch our little leggies. It was beautiful. It was just like mountains. We stopped. We came. We saw.
We slayed.
We slayed. What more is there to say? We were the chosen ones.
We were. We're so grateful to Miss Swift for putting on such a beautiful show, even when it was raining.
Basically, Nashville Night 3 is going to live on in infamy forever.
Especially in our hearts.
In our hearts, in our minds, in our bodies, in our souls, spirit. And that's that on that.
And that's...
Damn it.
This is beautiful.